Isang mapagpalang araw po sa ating lahat. Muli ako si Emmanuel Alejandre. Ito ang aking daily devotion ngayong May 18. And for today, we are going to talk about the 3 wrong decisions of Jehoram. Now, to start things off, the first wrong decision of Jehoram was that Jehoram chose not to follow the ways of Asa and Jehoshaphat. To give more context, Jehoram was the son of Jehoshaphat, a very good king, a king that did good in the eyes of the Lord. Pero kahit na siya na yung kanyang tatay, hindi niya pa rin sinunod yung kanyang tatay. In fact, when Jehoram was throned, he immediately killed all his brothers because he saw his brothers as threats to his maybe leadership, kingship. Baka iniisip niya, baka mamaya mag-conspire tong mga kapatid ko sa akin at agawin niya tong trono. Well, that's his second wrong decision. He chose power and wealth over good relationships. Isipin mo, pinagkatiwala ng tatay mo sa'yo yung kingdom. Pero anong ginawa mo? You killed your siblings. Grabe. The people that you grew up with, the people that you have spent your majority of the time that you have lived with, kinaya mong patayin. Bakit? Just so that you can be comfortable with the way that you are handling things. Sa sobrang deep down nung wickedness ng puso mo, ng puso ni Jehoram, nagawa niyang patayin yung kanyang sariling kapatid. Actually, ang dami nila, All of them were dead. All his brothers were dead. Dahil ayaw niyang mapalitan siya. So, let's not do that, Kapag nakikita natin na nakukorrupt na tayo ng power and wealth, itigil natin yun. Let us not let those materialistic things change us. Kasi unang-una, say for example, naging walang-wala tayo. Yung pamilya natin yung ating masasandalan. Yung pamilya natin yung ating masisilungan. Pero hindi, si Jehoram, yung pamilya niya yung kanyang iniwanan para mas lalo siyang maging komportable sa buhay. That's wrong. And the final wrong decision, well, not really final, but the third wrong decision of Jehoram was that he chose a bad relationship with Athaliah. Now, Athaliah was the daughter of Ahab. Ahab being the king that was deemed one of the most cruel and vicious kings that have been there. Isipin mo, si Ahab, he was deemed such a title na tinawag pa siyang mas masama kaysa kay Jeroboam. Grabing title yun, The one that introduced idolatry to Israel. Isipin mo, mas masama pa dun si Ahab. And because of that, dahil si Jehoram pinangasawa yung anak ni Ahab, one of the most cruel kings, naging influence yun sa kanya to be cruel as well. In fact, because of that, the Lord punished him. Sabi rito, and after all this, the Lord struck him in his bowels with an incurable disease. In the course of time, at the end of 2 years, his bowels came out because of the disease and he died in great agony. Grabe yung suffering na naabot ni Jehoram because of his wrong decisions. Kasi ganito yung nangyari, Si Asa and Jehoshaphat, tinanggal na nila yung prostitution. Binalik yun ni Jehoram. Ngayon, yung prostitution na to, ginagawa to para daw ma-appease, quote-unquote, ma-appease yung gods of fertility. Well, because of that foolish decision, God, the Lord, decided to punish him. Yung laman loob niya, it literally bursted out of him. And he died not comfortably, not in his sleep, but because of great pain. Now, his people made no fire in his honor, like the fires made for his fathers. Yung mga dati daw hari na namatay, pinapangaralan. Nagkakaroon ng parang honoring. Sa kanya hindi nangyari yun. He was 32 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 8 years in Jerusalem. In the 8 years, and he departed with no one's regret. Sa loob ng 8 taon, nung nawala siya, wala man lang nagsisi ng kanyang pagkawala. No one grieved his loss. They buried him in the city of David, but not in the tombs of kings. In fact, kahit doon sa resting place niya, hindi pa siya nabigyan ng honor. He was given shame because he deserved it for all the wrong that he has done with his life. So, marami tayong matututunan dito. Unang-una, choose godly company and follow their ways or die alone. Ngayon, napaka-importante ng relationships. In fact, a person's well-being is directly associated with who they're with. Kung sino yung mga taong nasa paligid nila. So, we need to value those that are actually helping us to better ourselves. Those people, those individuals that push us to be closer to God. Yun yung dapat natin mga binavalue. Huwag nating i-value yung mga taong naglalayo pa sa atin sa Panginoon, nagtutulak sa atin gumawa ng mali. Let's choose godly company. The people that worship God, that believe in Him, that put their faith in Him, and that follow His teachings. Kasi sila yung mga taong mag-aangat sa atin, mag-aangat sa isa't isa, at hindi tayo iiwan. So choose relationships and value them over wealth and power. Kung meron kang kaibigan na nagkaroon ng kanang alitan dahil siguro sa pera, don't let that get in the way of your relationship with them. Lalong-lalo na kung yung relationship nyo ay pure. Yung mga ganong materialistic na bagay, maliliit na bagay lang yan. Yes, they can definitely impact our lives, but our spiritual well-being, never. So choose to follow biblical principles and avoid regret. Yun lamang po ang aking daily devotion. Maraming salamat sa pakikinig. Magpalain po tayong lahat, and let us all give glory to God.